Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm Brendan Lee in Sport of Consciousness and Skill Worldwide. In this video, I want to talk to you about a question regarding the term effortless. Reading from the forum. Thank you for writing in, Arshel Martist. I asked Brendan this question via email a while back and was asked to post on the forum for others to see as well. How can power be transmitted or conducted through a completely relaxed system? And can you elaborate on what is meant by relaxed completely? And then a bunch of stuff. And then I guess my question is, should the objective here be to work towards complete relaxation in this manner of decreasing tension in areas where it's ineffective and directing that effort to where it will be most effectively used by the body shape? Or is there an experience I should be searching for that exists apart from this feeling of effort in all ways? Okay, let's see. Effortless power stuff. Basically, so relax completely. All right, let's set the stage here. You do martial arts. Now, martial arts is a very physical activity. You can do it standing, you can do it lying, on the ground, you can do throwing. Basically, you can hit people, you can throw them down, you can grapple them, break them on the ground. That's hand-to-hand. Now, different things occur or different dynamics occur when you're dealing with objects like knives, weapons, and then different stuff occurs when you're dealing with guns, firearms. It's all martial, meaning like war, how to destroy somebody, something else, other human beings. It's kind of fucked up that we study that, I guess, but all right, so now I'm speaking particularly about hand-to-hand combat stuff or hand-to-hand martial arts, excluding weapons. But weapons is basically like striking, similar to boxing. Similar dynamics, because you're striking, you're doing stuff like that, rather than like bendy, twisty, gnarly type stuff. Anyway, doesn't matter, just setting the stage. Now, when you talk about effortless, like we do in art, the art of effortless power, we're working on, say, relaxing completely. And yes, people often bring up the point, well, if I relax completely, won't I just be a puddle on the floor? It's like, yes, obviously, if you're going to box, you need to move. You need to stand up because you're standing up, striking, hitting things. Does that take muscular tension? Yes, it does. It takes, right? So we make a distinction here to help with that. And one is we do not call movement tension. Like I need to tense up certain muscles and relax certain muscles in order to move. See? All movement has that. Otherwise I wouldn't. I would be slumped over, falling on the floor, whatever. So we're not talking about that tension, as it were, or that use of your muscles. So to relax completely would be, if you do a movement, you relax completely in that movement. If you are fighting and wanting to have a force impact another body, you relax on impact, you don't tense up on impact. You relax completely and allow the force, get their weight to compress you into the ground through a relaxed system. That doesn't mean a system that collapses, but then it gets very tricky there. I can see that getting very tricky because then the person in the martial setting is likely to say and think, okay, well, I relax completely, but I can use tension in order to maintain a good structure. And then people will tense up their body in the name of maintaining structure or posture. And this is not what we're going for. We're going for a good posture, but completely relaxed into that. And so this takes a lot of training and a lot of work because the automatic mind, what Peter calls the reptilian brain, your nervous system, is wired up for automatically tensing up to handle stresses and problems rather than relaxing and moving to handle these problems. Yeah? So again, that takes a lot of training for you to rewire the nervous system. So now how do you do that? Well, train and relax more than you want to. Now, so oftentimes that may look like sacrificing what you would consider good form for, it will maybe look and feel sloppy, but you'll be relaxed. And then over time, that sloppiness that you feel may let go, or you might let go of attaching sloppiness to that feeling in your experience. So then it just becomes a relaxed, flowy feeling in your experience that you used to consider sloppy, but is actually just relaxed movement. Yeah? So now, how can power be transmitted or conducted through a completely relaxed system? Okay, I went over that. It's not a completely relaxed system in the true essence of the word. Like I said, I'm using muscles to remain upright. I will use muscles to move. So another distinction that Peter draws out when he's teaching is when you are attempting effortless power, you move. You'd use no more strength than it takes to move your body, as if freely through space. You use no more effort than it takes to move your body freely. You see? So what that means is movement is okay, but whenever there's a resisted movement, a tension arises, then there is a resistance. Now you're using effort, or you're using strength. Moving, we do not consider using strength, but resisted movement is now, okay, now there's tension, now there's strength, or now you are not relaxed because there is a resisted movement. Yeah? So that's effortless. That's working. I hope that has clarified what we're meaning here by completely relaxed. All right? Now, in terms of grappling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, judo on the ground, judo newaza, whatever, when you're on the ground fighting, you have to use strength. You have to use tension and levers. Now, the guys that are really good do that in a relaxed way. Kind of like a boa constrictor, what Peter would mention is a boa constrictor, or I had a guy who I was learning from in San Francisco. He's like, yeah, you switch into anaconda mode. Again, you see snakes for whatever reason. Well, actually, no, not for whatever reason. For the reason is it's similar to that animal. The snake will move around and wrap and squeeze. So your Eddie Bravo talks about squeezing. And it's like that. It's like a hug, very uncomfortable hug. Okay. See, so now that is a way of using and a different perspective and different way of thinking about strength. It's not like a freaky, white belts come in and they're twitchy and they're freaked out because they've never been choked before, and so they gas out and they get tense and their mind is freaking and their whole body is tense, and that is not the way to go. If you want to see relaxed, just check out, let's remember a fight with Dean Lister, and he was just like this. He's like a big freaking gorilla and just like chilling out in the ring, but, those guys, you don't want them to grab you because it's bad. Yeah. Okay, but relax. So again, thinking of the body not as this tense thing, but more like a snake, a relaxed tension, if you will, because grappling, like I said, you have to use that. You have to use levers. And also the relationship to the ground now changes because you're on the ground often, or somebody else is on the ground, and even the body that you're working with can become the ground. And so it's moving into positions, understanding forces, ways to have leverage work for you. Okay, and rethinking effort in that domain to more of a like twisty, gnarly, like Peter would mention, a really thick rubber band, that kind of thing. And that seems to be the most effortless way to get results in that domain, which again is different than stand-up striking. Yeah, and then different again from firearms and distance weapons. It's a whole different deal. I don't know about that. Okay? So now, I guess my question is, should the objective be here to work toward complete relaxation in this manner of decreasing tension in areas where it's ineffective and directing that effort to where it be most effectively used by the body shape? Or is there an experience I should be searching for that exists apart from this feeling of effort in all ways? Should the objective here be to work towards complete relaxation? Yes, work towards complete relaxation. Whatever, if you want effortless in your martial arts, then work on it. Go crazy with it. Get so loose that you don't think it's going to work. Use minimum effort. And at the beginning, it is also useful to give up, toss out the whole winning and losing thing. And what I mean by that is it's like you don't try to lose, you don't try to win either, but you want to relax. And then while you're relaxed, find a way to be effective. While you're relaxed, find a way to create power while you're relaxed. And that will, and also throw out all your ideas about what is right to do in martial arts, what's wrong to do. You should never give your back. You should never, guard this all the time. If you want to really throw yourself into it, because when people have these preset notions about what they should and shouldn't do in martial arts, then their movement and their training will be channeled in these preset directions, and they will exclude all else. So what I'm trying to have you do by considering that is to open up your training to include anything as long as it's relaxed. So then you can discover ways of moving and ways of interacting that you would not discover otherwise. Right? You get it? Because if you are focused in one direction, you're not going to go another direction. And if you think that, this is the way to go, and you're really stuck on that, then you won't be allowed to go other places. You won't let yourself. Like, for example, this guy in a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym in San Francisco, he's like this I trained at, this really strong guy. He was a monster. But I could tell he would freak out and he would rely on his strength. And because he was so freaked, as far as I could tell, he wouldn't go other places that would allow him certain skills. Now, if this guy would allow himself to give up the strength, it would force him to learn a set of skills that would turn him into the fucking worst, real bad person to deal with. Because when you get somebody who's that strong and skillful, this is a nightmare, okay? This is somebody who can, bad news when you mess with people like that, okay? So again, invitation, you get the invitation there. So I'm trying to open you up to new considerations and invite you to a different way of training, or at least to take this video and put it into your training and help it move you to greater skill and understanding about how to be effortless. All right? So, Mr. Arshil Martis, thank you for writing in. If you want to write in the forum, please check the links in the description. As always, much love. Take care. I'm Brendan Lee with thebrendanlee.com. Check the links in the description if you want to come do a workshop. They're awesome and they're powerful. And I'm in support of Consciousness and Skill Worldwide, which is founded by Peter Ralston. Take care.